Hello everyone, I'm Eszter Vajda and welcome to Hometown Talents and Treasures. We're on location in Haverhill at the Pilgrim Lanes where we'll be bowling for kids. It's all part of the Family Services of Merrimack Valley's mentoring program. So what is mentoring and why should you get involved? Tune in next. I'm joined by Terry and Emily from Raytheon who have been mentoring kids. And Terry, you've been mentoring kids for 10 years. Why'd you get involved?
Well, my kids grew up and I love teenagers, I love kids, and so I had an opportunity to mentor a Stand and Deliver kid, and I've been doing it ever since.
And Emily, how'd you get involved?
A coworker told me about it, and I really wanted to give back to the community and to help out a local student that needed help.
And what are some of the benefits that I'm sure you guys are getting from this? You know, you give of your time, but what are you getting of it?
Well, I learned what it's like to be an 8th grader again, and I also learned how to do calculus again when I was teaching a high schooler, so it definitely works both ways.
And what are some of the things that you guys do together?
We learn about math, and we take practice MCAS tests, and we also just talk about our lives and our families and what we want to do when we grow up.
Awesome. And Terry, so at 10 years, what are some of the highlights? What are some of the things that you've gotten out of this?
I've had two fantastic kids. One's a boy who's now 24, just talked to him with an email today, and girl Bella, so she's 18 years old now, and we just went and saw Beauty and the Beast this week, which was a lot of fun, and she was just so excited to see it. You know, a lot of the kids that we work with, you know, they don't get the opportunities that a lot of kids do, and so they're so appreciative, and when I, you know, take her out to dinner or to a show, it's just head over heels, and it just makes me feel really good knowing that she wouldn't have those opportunities if I didn't bring her along.
Awesome. Terry and Emily, thank you so much. I'm joined now by Paul and Willie. And Paul, you work at Raytheon and have been mentoring Willie since he was 12. Why did you get involved?
That's a good question. It was something to do at the time, and
But you kept at it. Why did you keep at it?
he's a good kid.
How have
In
you?
fact, I met him through Stand and Deliver, which is a mentoring program we have at the shop, and then we went to a different school. So then me and him started up in the Big Brothers, Big Friends, Little Friends.
And how have you seen him change over the past few years?
When I first met him, he was about this high.
Willie, what has it been like having Paul as a mentor?
Oh, it's been awesome. It's been a great experience. You know, I struggled when I first met him, and he's really helped me out a lot in my life, and it's just a blessing to have him. Yeah.
And what are some of the things you guys do together?
Oh, usually like every weekend we go out. Usually in the wintertime we snowboard or go sledding down hills. Or in the summer we go to the beach a lot, go out Six Flags, you know, all those fun stuff.
And how do you think you were able to change through this process? And what if you didn't have Paul? What if you didn't have a mentor? Where do you think you'd be?
Honestly, I'm not really sure, but since I have Paul, it's opened a lot of new doors to me, and I've seen a lot of more opportunities, like more things in life that I was able to see. And like it's not just like you give up now, and like there's nothing more for you in the future. And Paul showed me, like, you know, there's like endless possibilities and there's endless things that you can do. And if you put your mind to it, you could be anything you want.
Wow, awesome. What have you learned from Willie?
The biggest question is, where would I be without him?
Ah, good question. So?
It's been a great experience, great learning experience.
What have you learned from him?
Patience. I usually have a short fuse. But really, I mean, I never had kids, and it's like having your own kid.
All right. Paul and Willie, good stuff. Thank you so much.
Jean Helfrich,
Darlene Hall,
Deirdre O'Leary,
Connie Vandegraff, Gina Poirier,
Patty Kitchen.
And who are you guys bowling for?
Merrimack Valley Family Services.
And the name of your team? Joining me now is Liz Sweeney. She's the Executive Director of Family Services of Merrimack Valley, and we're here at Bowl a Strike for Kids. What's the purpose? Where's the money going for?
Well, tonight's is really a program that is supporting our mentoring programs at Family Services. We have a number of different mentoring programs that all of what you're seeing here tonight is going to go and support.
And you have different kinds because you also partner up with some companies where they mentor. And how did that come about? And why is it important for companies to be so involved in something like this?
Well, we do. We have a number of wonderful partnerships with some local companies, specifically Raytheon, Pfizer, and New Balance have really been strong supporters of our programs over the years. What we do is we find people in those companies that want to be mentors and meet with kids, and we bring kids over to them and they meet for about an hour and a half every week for a school year. It's been a great partnership. It's been going on for more than 10 years at this point. And at this stage, it's grown to be about 150 mentor-mentee matches a year that those companies are supporting. So it's really a great partnership.
You know, Liz, there's been a lot of recent studies about the importance of mentoring and how a child can advance. What are some of the highlights for you?
Well, I think you're absolutely right. When we look at some of the things that really make a difference in the life of a child, it's really having that caring adult, somebody that they know cares about them, will be there for them, will support them, will help them with things like schoolwork or just going and playing basketball. I mean, some of our mentors do wonderful things with the kids, but it's really the time and the commitment that they're spending with them. We've had matches that have gone on from when the child was 6 years old and is still together through college. And really it's that caring, consistent adult that really can make a difference, whether it's helping in school and making a difference with grades or keeping them out of trouble, keeping them, on the straight and narrow. So, it's a wonderful program.
And Liz, I consistently keep hearing that the mentors themselves just love what they get out of it and learn so much from this experience. For those watching who may be wondering, this is too much of a time commitment perhaps, or iffy about it, what will you tell them?
Well, I would tell them it is a time commitment. And yes, it is something that you really should think about. And I can't tell you, however, though, how often mentors come to me and say they've gotten more out of this than they ever imagined that they would. But, we do ask for somebody that is going to commit. We ask for somebody to commit for at least a year. One of the challenges is really finding people that really can commit to that year long. And we don't like if people don't think that they can do it, because that can actually be more detrimental to the child to have somebody leave halfway through. So, but it really is a rewarding experience in and of itself. And generally, for the most part, once people are matched, once they meet their little, which is what we call them, or their mentee, it's a relationship that lasts forever.
Liz Sweeney, thank you so much. That's our show. Thanks so much for joining us. And if there's someone or an organization you'd like to see featured on Hometown Talents and Treasures, email me at esternvajda@gmail.com. Remember, it can be anyone. The important thing is that they selflessly donate their talent and time to help others. See you next time.